G'day all, welcome to Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro. It's a lazy Saturday morning, it's 9:20 here in Canberra, and I didn't have much else to do at this point in the morning while I'm still waking up. So I thought I would just do some Joe repairs. It always seems like a nice thing to be doing when you don't have to do much at all. So if you're watching this at a later date, thanks for joining in. It's really great that if you can't make it when I'm actually popping my lives up, that you can watch the video later on. It's really nice. Thank you. So yeah, I've got about 10 Joes here that I want to try and fix up. And I just thought while I'm doing that, I would explain what I'm doing and what I've done yesterday to prepare for this. And if you guys have any questions, then feel free to chuck them into the chat. Otherwise, just have me on in the background and we'll go as we go. So yeah, first thing I want to discuss is I picked up this batch of Joes from a local guy. He had a super good price on them. So I got 10 Joes for $50. And because he was local, I didn't have to pay postage. So 246 is those 6. And then as you can sort of see off to the side, we've got a Frostbite. We've got Wild Weasel, I believe, which is the Rattler pilot, Wetsuit, and a Child Brawl. So I was pretty happy to pick up this lot for that price. $50 is a pretty phenomenal price. So yeah, the first thing I did notice with them, it's, like I always usually check the elbows first to see what condition they're in. And most of these were pretty good. Like I was super stoked. And then I usually go and check the back screw. And that's when it sort of dawned on me. These had been very well played with. Even though they're in seemingly great condition, the screws are rusty as hell. I don't know if it was just playing in the bath with them or something, which now that I'm saying it creeps me out a little bit. But I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if this camera can focus. Probably not. If you check my Instagram, you'll see what condition they were in. They were disgusting. Like I was taking the screws out, putting them onto my tray here, and rust and dirt was sitting on the tray. Like there's still a little bit of permanent staining there from yesterday from it. So, not a worry. I had to chuck, I think, 2 screws out because the head was getting stripped as I was taking them out. But I've revitalized these. And how did I do that? Just chucking them into a little container full of vinegar. And once they were in there, I sort of swished them around a little bit. And then I left that overnight. And man, when I come out this morning, there was just rust and dirt sitting in that container. And it actually soaked up all the vinegar and sort of made this little crappy rust cake thing in the container. So I got another container, put some more vinegar in, and then pushed them into that, chucked that other thing away, and swished them around again, and they've come out what looks to me to be really nice. They're not brand new, but they're certainly good enough to go back into these Joes now. So I purposely only did 4 of these, like took screws out, just so that I could, take a few screws out of these ones to show you how bad they were, because it was pretty phenomenal, like the level of rust. So yeah. I figured I'd just do that, and why not get to talk to you guys while I do it. Scotty Garvin. Sweet breakfast and watch Legend Fix Toys, then go play some NW3 Modern Warfare, bro. How good is my Saturday? It sounds all right to me, mate. Good job. As I'm doing this, I just want to sort of run through just my real basic level stuff of when I repair Joe's. Probably my best thing I have is this little guy. So people, I've seen questions in the Australian groups before of what size screwdriver do you use to fix Joe's and where can I buy them? And, these are like a computer repair kit or just a miniature screwdriver set. You can get them from Bunnings. They're not very expensive. Just go buy a set. Unlike the guy that was asking in the Australian Joe group, please don't just go looking for one. It's going to be a painful trip. Just go and get the set. I think the sets are generally like $15 to $20. And, get a good set, have a good kit. It'll last you forever because you're just fixing Joe's with it. So what we'll do is we'll get these guys out of the way first. And let's get this guy in. Frostbite. Got to be first, right? So you can sort of see there, like that was the level of rust that I was dealing with. It's pretty gross. G'day, Benny. Thanks very much for joining, mate. All right. So make sure that's the one. I've had times before where I get the wrong one. That gets a little bit painful. I hope you're all having a great start to your Saturday. I know this makes me pretty happy, so it's working for me. I don't know. Yeah, thanks, Ben. I don't know. Maybe it's just my OCD. Like, what do you guys think? Did I actually have to pull the screw out and give it a clean? I don't think I have OCD, but when I saw the back screw, I sort of looked at these screws and thought, well, if I can get it out, why not just get it out and give it a clean? There we go, legs in nicely. Get this guy in. And I sort of find it a bit strange as well. There's people in the Joe community in Australia, no names, but there are some people who are yet to change an O-ring on a Joe. And they have told me before that it makes them nervous, that they might stuff it up. And I've told them before, just get into it. It's not hard. Let's get so a little while back, I just bought a heap of O-rings from Bunnings, from the plumbing section, and heap of screws from China. And they come with some T-bars and, like a little mini screwdriver. And it was basically a kit. I think it had like 50 of these in there as well. If you don't have that already and you have a fair few Joes, just get on and order them because it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to get it from China. Oh, man. What has happened there? Someone's coloured that in. I hope it's colouring in. Otherwise, it's a bit weird. Yeah, that's right, Scotty. I suspect it's just my own OCD that I know that one thing's not clean, so I just, oh God. I know one thing's not clean, so I just need to clean the others and make sure the whole thing's not too bad. Oh God. Frostbite's been a pain in the ass. This is hilarious because I have recently done the shorts, YouTube shorts on changing O-rings, and this one seems to be taking forever. All right. When I change an O-ring, I have a specific way of doing it. I think I've explained it before, how, I'll get the O-ring in, I'll pump it in through the crotch and then latch it to the back. And then I try and make sure that these arms are straight. It's a little bit hard to see there. And make sure that they're straight along the side so that they're not waving all over the joint. And then get his chest on. Where's your head, bro? Here. Yeah, Scotty, so I don't know. My standards are relatively lowish with buying Joe figs. I really understand that these things, were somebody's toy. There's actually a weird part of me that likes if they arrive all beaten up and used, because it means that they were used for what they were intended for, which was, to make some kid's day and give them a good childhood. So, like you can see here, Frostbite's got some, he's not too bad, but he's got some little bits of paint loss just on the black parts, really. But he's just having a fat time, and I'll probably touch him up with a little bit of paint as well. But yeah, I really like it. So what I was getting at was the loosey legs thing. So I don't really care if I buy a figure and the crotch is missing or the legs are loose or whatever. Like, I'll try and fix it and get it back to its glory. I did sell a figure to someone in the Australian Joe community about a year ago, and it was more of a rarer one. It wasn't like a Dr. Mindbender, but there seems to be 40 million of those guys out there. And when he got the figure, he said, "Oh, these legs are so loose. I'd like a little bit of a refund." And I said to him, "That's cool, man. I don't mind giving you a refund, but you probably need to ask how the condition of a figure is when you get it or when you're about to buy it, because I think people's standards, like, it just didn't matter to me that his legs were loose. So I naturally didn't think, I better tell them the legs are loose. I've learned from that now. And every description of a Joe that I go to sell, I will say if the legs or arms are loose or, yeah. But yes, I realize that's probably not people being fussy, because it's probably a normal thing. But I just didn't realize at the time. But yeah, I do now. So all good. All right, this guy. I was really happy to get this guy in the lot. Yeah, that's great, Scotty. I've never met you, or we've never talked via video. Like, I've never seen your face or something. But just from your actions on eBay, I would say you are probably sitting up at that gold standard of selling for eBay. Just the way that you treat your customers is excellent. So if you didn't know that, you should be proud. Let's get this together. I don't know. I don't think I know a Hector. But it is possible. I did meet a metric shit ton of people during my career in the ADF. And what you're saying there as well, Scotty, about getting people to ask questions, that's the thing to do. It just means that whatever high standards they have, they can be sure that they're happy, because as every eBay seller knows, and maybe it's just me thinking that, but once I make that sale, I sort of want to move on with life and not have some type of lifetime warranty thing going on with that person. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I haven't actually met that guy, Scotty. He's a friend of one of my good friends who was in the Navy as well. Yeah, and I've actually sold him some stands, I think. That's the guy we're talking about. But it was all done through my mate. Like, I never actually met Hector. I think he contacted me through Instagram. So yeah, that's great. Putting a connection. Need to sort of people like that. I need to get in touch with. Oh God, you're being a pain in the ass too. Maybe it's a Saturday morning, little bit of a hangover thing. Yeah, people like your friend Hector, I need to sort of get in touch with and try and get an interview with their toy collections, because the world, it's good for the world to see that Australians have sweet ass collections. Bit of blue tack on his arm. Look at that guy. He is nice. I think I've already got him in my collection, but this guy's parts on his leg are really nice. So this guy may be heading into my collection. Oh yeah, that's nice then, Scotty. It's good that the name's flowing around a little bit. All right, this guy, Charbrawl. So this was actually one of the reasons that I had no problem buying this lot. Not only was it a great price, but come with Charbrawl, which no biggie, already had Charbrawl, but it didn't have his helmet. So, whilst picking up 10 figures, I was also picking up a part I didn't have. So that was fantastic. Yeah, that's right, mate. Just seeing what people have got. It's really interesting. It's like every once in a while I see the guy from the Gold Coast pop up with his Goosebumps collection. And I think they're saying like he has the biggest Goosebumps collection in the Southern Hemisphere, which is a pretty sweet claim. Yeah, just the money, like you see pictures of his collection, just the money that he would have poured into it is pretty phenomenal. But we all get to that point. We were just sort of buying our childhoods back, as it was. Jordan Fraser, I don't know him. Is he a Joe collector, or what does he collect? He's back in. Oh, Charbrawl's helmet. It's a sweet helmet. Yeah, right. Well, if you get a chance and he's got a link to Facebook or Instagram, let me know what it is, and I'll definitely take a look at it. Because as you guys know, I'm always looking for more people to interview about their toy collections. Still waiting for you, Scotty. Don't be shy. Oh man, Charles head. There we go. Just that weirdness too of you could tell like this was a kid's, or the guy that sold it to me probably hasn't touched it since he was a kid, because there was a reasonable use of blue tack. You can still see it, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Come on. You can still see little bits of blue tack in there. There was a glob of blue tack in there when I picked this up. Because obviously it must have not been sticking to his head very well. So the kid thought, oh, let's just smash some blue tack in, which is quite a reasonable thought. Look at that. Just magic. Not really a fan of the figure myself, just the color scheme, but it's a great helmet. It's almost a bit like Ant-Man-ish. All right, let's get these up here. And next is wetsuit. So we need, yeah, the screws on wetsuit. Oh, well, one of them was pretty good actually. So I just left it there. But the other one was a horror mess. So I took that out. G'day, Campbell. Thanks very much for joining in, mate. No, you're all good. No stress. I'm a bit sorry that I just sort of pumped this video onto people and didn't give any warning. But as I said at the start, I was just, I'd woken up and needed one of these. And had all these Joes sitting there waiting to be fixed. So I thought, why not just pump a live out? If no one watches, no one watches. But otherwise, if a couple of people join in, then that's great. And it's good. Oh, there you go. That's beautiful, Scotty. Your first Joe. He's got some, like, pretty cool accessories that go with him. And who doesn't like the flamethrower guy? Because when you got to get shit done, that's what a flamethrower does. What's your video on, Campbell? Is it you doing a video or just finishing off watching another video? I know I mentioned it in our Tuesday night get together, but really got a lot of admiration for what you did with those thumbs, mate. And I know you're not the first to have done it, but it is something that scares me. Like sending that Dremel in, firstly, but then just trying to mold thumbs weirds me out. So with the wetsuit, like this guy has got a crack in his elbow. The other one's fine, but after checking cracked elbows, the two things that I always check on a wetsuit is firstly this little symbol. Always check the symbol to see what it's like. I'm going to focus. There we go. Because it's a great little symbol. And then the second thing is to make sure that these two little knobs are still there and haven't snapped off. And I never really sort of understood too well what they were for, because you can see it in like Yojo and stuff like that, what they're for, and see they're supposed to be like a respirator cable hooking up to them and stuff. But I've never had one. So I never really worried about it too much. And then that recent big box of stuff that I picked up, bam, had the hoses in it. So, man, wasn't that a great day? That's the first time collecting Joes that I have ever seen that in person, this hose. So, yeah, just excellent. Knife Force Charbroil, I haven't seen him before. He sounds awesome, though. All right, so Bullhorn, intervention specialist. I really like this character. I had him as a kid. His accessories, in my opinion, are excellent. Yeah, just a great figure. It sort of always weirded me out how big his weapon was. I believe it's a Steyr. Just a big weapon. So all of these figs, these rusty screws, I've had to get the pliers in because they've been too much to spin. So there you go. Getting really hard to focus. All the screws are like that. So like I said, it's not a problem. It's just a bit gross. This guy really needed an O-ring change. Yeah, check that shit out. And this is the whole reason I got into my repro thing, was to help fix these guys up. Get them back to action. gonna, oh God. Ugh. Like that's not camouflage, that's just rust. Let's see if he comes out. Here he comes. Oh man. Look at that. So let's just put a nice one straight back in. And then all these rusty screws, I'll chuck them through the vinegar treatment. Wow, there you go. He's back to beautiful again. See if this other one comes out. I really hate this shit when they're rusted because it means, like when you see them and they're rusted, there's a possibility that it's leading to drill time. And I'm not a fan of drill time. So my success rate of drilling, I think I've done it about 4 or 5 times now. My success rate has been, I think, generally 3 out of 5. Which isn't great. Tiger cat repair. Yeah, lovely. Lovely. Oh, that's right. I saw you said at the end of your last video that you were going to do the tiger cat. What's going on with these screws? Put some clear coat paint on the symbol. Yep. Internet came back yesterday after I went and bought a new modem. Yeah, bloody Optus, mate. I'm checking out Telstra prices. I see Telstra as the Harvey Norman of the phone world, like charging absorbent prices. But, you know, you're going to get better reception. It's just a given. I sort of didn't realize until this Optus thing happened that I'd just been, you know, getting along with my Optus reception just because I didn't like Telstra. And man, Optus reception in probably, I don't know, a quarter of the places is just shit. So I think it's time. All right. Bullhorn for the win. Oh, yeah. All right. Repeater. It's a pretty sweet looking character. And I sort of, you know, he's almost just a bit like the Jesse Ventura character from Predator with his big ass bloody M60 or whatever it is. So once again, this is going to be paint. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there it is. A lot of these screws have been so caked up that you're digging through rust and dirt to actually get to the screw. It's phenomenal. Man. It's terrible. I know I keep saying it, but it's just everyone I pull Every screw I pull out, it's phenomenal. Oh, what technique, Campbell, like for putting the bodies back together or something? Why are you not coming out, bro? What is going on here? Yes. You gotta love, like, when you're seeing O-rings come out and they are just munted. Like, how long have you lived your life, little O-ring? Size drill. I have it right here, actually. I just used it the other day. So in Oz, the brand of this was Viper Bit. And when you put it up against a screw, let's do this. Let's do it in here. When you put it up against a screw, you want it to be like the same size as the internal. So not the thread itself, but the internal bit of metal. So like, I've got my caliper here. If this helps you. If you don't own one of these, a digital caliper, go and buy one. They're $20 or something, and they're fantastic. Okay, so it's coming up as saying it'll be like a 2 mil. 2 mil. Yeah, this digital caliper is, after this guy, is easily my next go-to tool of choice. Just helps me out heaps. Oh God. Let's get this out. Look at that shit come off that. That's just digging this in. That doesn't feel good. It's a strip screw. I think for now, I'm just going to leave that like that. And that could be a later when I'm not annoying you guys live type job. So repeater. Oh, shit. When you get a repeater figure, the thing to look out for, apart from, crotch and elbows, the number one breaking point is this thing on his waist, on the right-hand side of his waist. It is, from my experience, 50% is going to be broken. So if you get a repeater, it's generally 50% chance of that being broken. Here we go. Back in action, bro. A little bit more. There we go. All right, he's done. We've got a hit and run here. So the lot that I got, actually, I'm just going to leave him. He's quite nice. The lot that I got came with 2 hit and runs. And when I saw the pictures, I couldn't actually tell because the guy had said one figure had a really loose band and then the other one, another figure had a broken thumb. And I thought the broken thumb was going to be repeater. I couldn't actually see the thumb, so I couldn't tell because I think I've had 2 repeaters before that have had broken thumbs. But it was actually this guy, which made me sad a little bit. What do we got? HeroQuest board game and the Zelda Shield, yeah. So the Zelda Shield I made. I didn't bother doing the back, but you can see, how I've printed out the different parts. I just wanted to give it a go. I just thought it'd be cool. Instead of paying $100 to go and buy it. And yeah, the HeroQuest games, I've actually got 2 down there. All right, let's get this guy. Actually, while I've got 3 of you, I might just take a quick break from this and I'll show you what I did last night because I'm super impressed with myself. It was actually one of those Lenny, you're awesome moments that I very rarely give myself. So I had this Cobra Wolf sitting around every day. I just hated looking at it. I absolutely love this vehicle. It's just so special. But it was missing one of the skis on the side. And one of the connectors on the bottom tread is broken as well. So every day I'm just looking at this thing going, oh my God, I hate that this thing is in that condition. So I got off my ass yesterday and I made myself another ski. So there's a little bit of difference. That's the main difference, is that front ski tread. But everything else, I'm super stoked with. And I'll be releasing some photos after this. So I took some nice action photos. But the thing that was cracking me up was, let's do it this way. Old mate fits on it perfectly and can use it for how it's intended, which is a little snowboard. Just works perfectly. I was just so happy with myself to be able to do that. So yeah, it fits perfectly on there. And then put the real one back on. And I'll paint these, of course. Because that was the first thing Adam and Aaron said when I showed them. They were like, oh, it's not the right color. Yes, I know. So yeah, that just slots on. So yeah, super stoked with myself last night. So I was having rumbos just with a Cobra Wolf in front of me. Just every once in a while modeling it and reveling in my own glory. All right. Oh yeah, the screwdriver and pliers technique, mate. It's there's nothing, you know, there's nothing that I would say. Like, I'm not a smart man for coming up with it. It was just small man's brain connecting that my fingers did not have the dexterity to turn some of these harder screws. Whereas putting a pair of pliers to it, no worries. But yeah, that's why I made a video about it, just so that like it helps me heaps. So presumably it could help other people. What else we got? Scotty, my wife's pretty good. As in, no, I shouldn't say it like that. My wife is pretty good. So she is deeply encouraging of my efforts. Whenever I make something and I run out like a little boy and show her the original piece and then show her the new piece that I've created. And yeah, she tells me I've done a fantastic job, and then I toddle off and she continues watching her reality TV shows. So yeah, it's about all you can ask for, mate, is that your significant other is proud of your accomplishments, whether it's getting a new job or, you know, just making a new ski for your Cobra Wolf. As small as that is. But, you know, like I find in like today's society after COVID and everyone is getting burnt out with work and stuff like that, you really got to have these small wins in life. They're really what keep you going. Whatever that is, whether it's, you know, your kids' accomplishments or your accomplishments or, you know, just, you know, your local football team or whatever makes you happy, mate. Changing Joes on a Saturday morning. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, mate. They'll get over it. Oh, this is gross. Just digging through rust. That screw seems to be coming out weirdly good. Focus, you bastard. No. Just getting a little collection of rusted screws. These poor little O-rings. Anyone got any big plans for today? Anyone doing anything special? Let me know so we can all live through your excitement. I don't think I'm doing anything too exciting today. I've got mates coming over tonight. So I'll be arcing up the meat smoker real soon. Make some 8-hour smoked pork. Get my charbroil on. Old Toxo Viper. So the same guy that did the charbroil helmet is put some blue tack around the neck. So pull a bit of that off. Little Toxie Viper. He's a nice looking character with his helmet. That'll do for the moment. And one more guy, Crazy Legs. So this guy, he was actually all right, apart from that back screw. We'll change it anyway. What the hell, eh? Campbell, that's great, mate. I'll be straight on to that video. You know I don't mind a bit of a snowcat. Occam's Razor, thank you very much for joining in. Yeah, I certainly do, mate. That's what I was saying at the start of the video. I dropped some in last night and got them out this morning, and it was just, there was like this cake of rust and dirt and just black. So I took them out and then put them into another container straight away with some more vinegar and just swished them around, and everything was great. So it's quite a good little method. I did think about dropping them into like a machine oil type mixture, but people had said that the vinegar is the way to go, so I just did that. So warm outside, yeah. Like in Canberra, it's going to be 32 degrees today, which is phenomenal. So it'll be a nice day to be inside doing stuff and having the air conditioning on. All right. Well, that's that for those guys. I don't think I've got too much else to show you guys. I'll probably do a little bit of modeling today with this Cobra Claw. Like I'll probably do the weapons, like the bombs, make some more of those. See if anyone needs those. There was also a guy on eBay that contacted me and asked if I do the steering wheel for the Ore Striker. So I picked up this one recently for dirt cheap. So and he's quite dirty. So I'll probably pull that apart and give that a clean. And while I'm at it, just model the steering wheel if I can. So yeah, that might be another thing for today. I made this yesterday. So Han Solo blaster. So I think this is probably the 5th one that I've made. The last one I donated to Chrissy B in the Misfits toy group, and she's going to raffle that off to like there's a little girl in the toy community. She's the daughter of one of our toy people, and she's had leukemia for a while now. And as of, I think, last week, she's gone into remission. So everything's going to be fine, but they've still got a shit ton of bills. So, you know, I just donated like one of my pieces of art to Chrissy. She's going to raffle it off. And then that money just goes directly to the family. So it's good. Makes me feel good. What do we got? Awesome Campbell. Mate, I was actually thinking of seeing if you're available to come on the show next Tuesday night, and we might even just get to hear from you about how you're going with your diorama. I'm looking forward to seeing people's entries. There's a guy right now listing, I can't think of his name, There's a guy showing off some of his dioramas in I think the classified group and also the GI Joe collectors group. And man, if people's dioramas are coming out at that level, this is going to be fantastic to see. So yeah, check that out as potential competition, because it scared me a little bit, just how good his work was. Sweet. What else? Yeah, just hit that Modern Warfare, mate. Smash it. Saturday. It's a good day for it. Like I said, sit inside. Treat yourself. Oh, that's great, Campbell. Yeah, I saw it on a video probably a year and a half ago, of this guy just saying, yeah, just chuck them into vinegar and it just cleans them up. Hilariously, he was also buying a shit ton of old cassettes and getting the screws out of those. Those screws are GI Joe screws. So if you find any old cassettes, firstly, don't do what I did a little while ago and just buy the cassettes, because then find out they didn't actually have screws because they were modern cassettes. But if you can find old cassettes for 20 cents or something, and they've got the screws, buy them, because those screws match Joe's. So it's just as cheap to get those than it is to get them from China. Sorry, the cosplayers. Yeah, Campbell, we'll get you on, mate. So if you're good to go, let's just try for next Tuesday night. So we'll work out some timings offline with you and get you on, and we'll have a chat. I'll tell you now so that you're because you were very excited last time. So you'll have a bit of a chance to calm down prior to coming on. Yeah, thanks very much, Scotty. Thanks very much. I'll call it there, but thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. And if you're watching this at a later date, thanks very much for that as well. Check out the other content. Occam's Razor, thanks very much for joining in. I haven't seen you on any of my videos before, so it's fantastic to have another new member in. And go through and check out my old videos. And I may do one or two more videos today. We'll just see how we go. But apart from that, thanks very much. And it's been a loving delight to share this morning with you. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.